About time to have that conversation, ain't it? It's about time to have that conversation, ain't it? Hey, yo, it's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. We appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us, man. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the page as we do talk Chicago sports weekly. This is the only channel that's talking Chicago sports, how Chicago talk. Make sure you hit that bell so you get in tune whenever we go live, whenever we drop a video. It's about time to have that conversation, ain't it? And this is the tough part about the conversation here. Because the question on the video today is Matt Nagy finally on the hot seat? Me and you know the answer. This is Pat and the people. I'm Pat. Y'all are the people. We know the answer. We know the answer, right? He's on the hot seat with us. He's on the hot seat with us. Shout out to, hold on, let me get these shout outs out the way real quick. Let me get these shout outs out the way. Shout out to my boy Picasso all the way out at Sherman Hospital. All the boys out there, all the crew. Hey, y'all stay safe out there, man. Keep doing what you're doing over there. We appreciate all the support y'all been doing. We know the answer, right? The hot seat with us has been hot. It was hot coming into the season. But that's not what the question is. The question is he on the hot seat? Finally. No. Let me read to you what Matt Nagy has done in his time here in Chicago. Just something quick. Nothing crazy. Let's start with just this season alone. They're averaging 234 yards, which ranks 32nd in the NFL. 90 passing yards in a league that literally gives up passing yards to some of the worst people in the world. Shout out Lake County. We see you. That's 32nd in the NFL. There's only 32 teams, by the way. Rushing yards, 101 rushing yards. That's 20th, but I'm not mad at that. The last game makes it look worse. I'm not mad at the rushing yards. You give me 101 rushing yards a game, something's going right. Points. 31st in the NFL in points with 13.3 points per game. Third down conversion is at 32%. That's tied for 28th in the game. Now, you might say, man, Pat, that looks crazy. That's a terrible season. But this is something that goes back. And me naming all these stats, me saying all these stats right here is leading to a main point, a real point, the real problem that the Chicago Bears have. This season alone, the Bears have 575 all-purpose yards. Derek Carr already has 1,152 by himself. Passing. Derrick Henry has 353 rushing yards on the season already. Over half of your offense, Derrick Henry's got it. Is this a 2021 problem? Bears fans, we know the answer to this. I'm just restating the facts, right? If you're not a Bears fan in here, maybe you don't know what we've been going through here. But 5,300 all-purpose yards last season in 2020. Sounds good, right? Till you think about the fact that Deshaun Watson put up 4,800 yards on a joke of a team by himself. In 51 games in Chicago, Matt Nagy has only scored 21 points 23 times. 21 points. I'm not asking for much. I'm asking for 21 points 23 times. And that's with a defense giving him a ton of help. Only 12 of those games with 30 or more. So I ask you, Chicago, is Matt Nagy on the hot seat? Here's my thing. As sad as it is to say, Bears fans, the answer is no. Because I just gave you the statistics from last season. I could have kept going. But it only gets worse from there. I could have kept going. And here's the problem I have. Y'all saw my message to George. If Matt Nagy was on the hot seat, the seat should have been hot after what we saw last season. If Matt Nagy was on the hot seat, the seat should have been hot coming into this season. I hate to tell you this, Chicago, but we have an organization that will not put a coach on the hot seat until the very last second. Until finally they have no choice but to look at it and realize, oh my God, we suck so bad that we have no choice but to fire this coach or shut the doors. And that leads to one person. That leads to not one person, that leads to one section of it. To me, I don't think Ryan Pace has the autonomy to fire Matt Nagy. I think that if he had wanted to do it, it would have been done already. He might even want to distance himself from Nagy. I don't think that he has that option anymore. I think that George McCaskey has removed that option from him. And I'm going to tell you this right now. If he was on the hot seat, you wouldn't have been able to come back after putting up one passing yard. You're not allowed back into the building. It would have been one of those days where y'all ever seen that meme where Buddy come up and he like, dang, did they cut me? Boop, I guess they cut me. It would have been one of them. I wouldn't even told him. You wouldn't have been allowed back on the team bus. I'd have been like, find your own way home, come to the building. And then when he got to the building, he'd have known he was no longer the head coach. The Chicago Bears don't do things that way. They never have done things that way. And the ownership being who the ownership is, I have no belief that they will do things that way. So when people ask me, hey, do you think that Matt Nagy's on the hot seat? Should he be with us? He's absolutely on the hot seat with us. His seat should be so hot, he should be standing doing his interviews. That's shout out to whoever said that in the chat. That's a bar. I took that from you, but that was a bar. Let me give you credit for that. Hold up. Hold up. I gotta go back. Here we go. Here we go. I gotta give you credit for that. I can't steal that. I like that one. This is the Chicago Bears. We don't do change. We do more of the same. Matt Nagy will finish this season out. More than likely, he'll have an opportunity to go into next season and be the head coach. You know why? Because he drafted Justin Fields with Ryan Pace. Give us a chance to develop this kid. When you can come out of a game and be coaching a game plan the next week after putting up one passing yard in the current NFL, no, his seat's not hot at all. Heck, he's probably got cooled seats in the car. He's probably got cooled seats in the car. As sad as it is to say, Chicago, there's no change coming. There's no indication that change is coming. They're not about to fire Ted Phillips because he's about to get us a new stadium in Arlington Heights. They're not going to fire Ryan Pace and Matt Nagy because they just possibly drafted the Chicago Bears quarterback of their future. When I hear about people saying that there's going to be change if there's a problem, why? What about 2020? We got 5,000 all-purpose yards. Deshaun Watson matched us in yards the entire season by himself with a team that was a bunch of meat strung together. And y'all talking about change? What about last season said there shouldn't be change this season? There's no change coming. This is what the McCaskies do. This is what the McCaskies do. That's an excellent point. The Bears want to see this through with Nagy and Pace. They really do. See, in the Bears' mind, they're doing things the right way, right? In ownership's mind, hey, this is how the Steelers do it. They don't fire head coaches like that. They don't, excuse me, they don't get rid of GMs like that. The part that the Bears don't understand is that the Steelers have won rings. There's a reason they do things like that. How long has Justin Fields been here? He's been in the building, what, like I think somebody said like 159 days or something like that, probably more now. I heard that a couple of days ago. He's been in the building 159 days. You knew at some point he might have to be the starting quarterback of this football team in this season. You didn't know if Andy was going to pan out. You knew at some point this season he might have to be the starting quarterback of this football team. And you had nothing prepared for him. Nothing. You had no planning. You had no scheme prepared for him. You didn't even have your first 15 plays prepared for him versus the Cleveland Browns. And listen, I understand. I'm not going to be one of those fans that says everything's on Nagy. Listen, the beef up front. Now, a lot of it's on Nagy. Let's say 85 to 90% of it is on Nagy. But the beef up front did you no favors. When Sam Mustipher's getting run over, that's not doing you any favors. When Jason Peters is getting blown past because Myles Garrett is just that good at this point, that's not doing you any favors. When Jermaine Ifedi's doing whatever the heck he's doing out there, man, if I can stand out there and just let people run past me like Jermaine Ifedi's doing, somebody cut my check. Somebody come cut my check. That's not going to do your quarterback any favors. I don't care if you have Tom Brady standing back there. But at the end of the day, you had nothing prepared for Justin Fields. And by the way, when you see the adjustment coming in, that, hey, these guys are getting blown past, you had no adjustment prepared for them. Now, listen, we could sit there and we could say, oh, that's on Juan Castillo as well. But hey, these are the umbrella of your coaches, bud. So again, I ask you, with what we know about the Chicago Bears, with what we know about this franchise, do we really think that change is coming? Ryan Pace has been allowed to build this offensive line. Ryan Pace put Duke Shelley out there, and he made the team because you had no other option at DB. Do we really think that change is coming? Do we really think that Matt Nagy's getting out of there, that Ryan Pace is getting out of there? Is that what we really believe? Because the Chicago Bears have never given us any indication. If you could come out of there with one passing yard, dog, 1 yard, they had 40. Hold up, let me get you the exact number here. Let me go back on it real quick. Hold up. Because I want to make sure that we understand what this team did, what your offensive guru did. By the way, hey, we don't have to go out and get another offensive guru. How about we just go get the best coach? How about we just go get the best coach? Huh? John Harbaugh, special teams coach. Mike Tomlin, special teams coach as well, I believe, right? Hey, those are two pretty good coaches. We don't need an offensive guru. We need the best leader of men. Let me pull this number up for you right here. Hold up. Did the chat get me? Brian said 47 total yards of offense. Brian, you're absolutely correct. 47 total yards of offense. If you can come back into a building and your team put up 47 total yards of offense in a current NFL game, listen, I would almost be accepting of it if you put up 47 yards of offense in a 1985 game. You know why? Because they were allowed to kill the dudes on the other side. My bad. Did I say something wrong? Who did I say? I see Jim Harbaugh in the chat. Did I say the wrong dude? No, John Harbaugh's the right one. Ain't John the one in the league right now? Am I tweaking right now? Or are y'all just saying Jim Harbaugh also as a coach? Shout out to the chat, man. Chat is in here. Patting the people, I'm Pat. Y'all are the people, man. Y'all feeling me on this one. Y'all vibing with me on this one. If you can come back into a building, if you can get up, if if you can, hey, how y'all doing? How's it going? Good. Let me open the door. Oh, it's still unlocked. If you can still unlock the door after 47 total yards of offense, most of which was gotten in the first half, then tell me why we think change is coming here in Chicago. Because all I see all over ESPN, all I see over all these guys that aren't here, that don't live this every week, that just tune in just to jump on the hot story. All I'm hearing is Matt Nagy should be fired. If he loses to Detroit, Matt Nagy will be fired next week. What gives us that indication? You tell me what in the Chicago Bears history gives us that indication. I'm letting 47 linger on the board right now for a little bit. 47 yards of offense. What tells you that change is coming when a head coach, a play caller, the offensive coordinator of our team comes back to the building and says, hey, we put up 47 yards of offense? The next question shouldn't be, how are we going to fix that? We need to figure out the why. You know what the why is? How about you go stand in a mirror, my boy? How about you go look off in the river, look and see the reflection of that? I got it for you. Nice sunny day. I'll give you a good day. Nice sunny day. You go hop on your little yacht or whatever you do. You roll out there. You look into the lake. I'm talking about a clear day, just you on the lake, man. You see that good reflection. When you look into the water and you see your face in there, that's the why. And then the next step should be for you to jump in so you can get some cold water on your face. Maybe it'll splash some sense in your head. Are you kidding me right now? Shout out Coach T. This is a bar right here. Formula is you is the why. And here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Football's a weird sport. We've seen a 9-sack season turn into an NFC championship here. Or a 9-sack game, I'm sorry, turn into an NFC championship here. We've seen that. Football's a weird sport. But don't be fooled. The Bears more than likely will go out and beat the Lions this week. Don't be fooled. I'm done being fooled by it. I'm done being fooled by it. I was one of the people that said, listen, over 100 in the chat. I did say that too. I was one of the people that said, listen, I think Matt Nagy is a good play caller if he gets his guy in there. When Nick Foles struggled, I said, listen, that offensive line ain't doing him no favors. That's true as well. The offensive line still isn't doing him any favors. Hey, the offensive line is on Ryan Pace. He needs to pack his bags as well. How about you jump in the lake with Nagy? But Justin Fields has been here for over 150 days, and you had nothing prepared for him. You're a joke of a play caller. You're a joke of a head coach right now because you don't even have the testicular fortitude. You don't even have the cojones to say, hey, maybe I'm not good at this. Maybe I should let someone else call plays. And I'm going to be real with you. I don't think that Bill Lazor is a good play caller either. But Matt Nagy is so bad that Bill Lazor is the better of the two options. How long have we been talking about this? We're in year 3 of talking about this, of not being fooled by Matt Nagy's offense. We're in year 3 of not being fooled by Matt Nagy's offense. You know who else is in year 3 of not being fooled by it? The defenses that we're facing. So let me ask you, why should I believe that the Chicago Bears have change coming? This is it right here. It is a stupid question. It is a stupid question. Why should I believe that Matt Nagy's on the hot seat? Why should I believe that anything about this organization is going to change based on the fact that Matt Nagy has had what? 2 playoff appearances? One at 12-4, one at 8-8. And guess what? The team is just probably still good enough based on everything that happens in the NFL to still win more than 7 games. We just have issues at the one spot because he's not going to adjust to what the other teams are going to do. If you can, I'll say it again. If you can come back after 47 yards into a building when the guys own this logo, there's no change coming, Chicago. There's absolutely no change coming. But hey, while we in here, man, let's get them Bear Downs in the chat. Because guess what? I say it every time. We've been Bears fans long before these clowns got into Chicago, long before they got into Hallis. And we'll be Bears fans long after. We're going to have some fun this season, man. I'm going to make sure we personally have some fun this season. Because at a minimum, y'all going to get to sit here and watch me rant all the time. We want to link up with y'all in person as well, man. Let me let y'all know about some things we got going on. Because we're going to be doing Chicago Bears versus Pittsburgh Steelers Monday night. I believe that is November 9th. Let me double check the date here. We're going to be doing a live event. That is going to be November 8th. I'm sorry, Monday night. We are going to be on location out at one of the local, I'd call it more of a club. Let me get you the name here. That's what I'm scrolling to find here. I should have had this stuff ready. Here we go. VIP Bar and Grill in Country Club Hills. VIP Bar and Grill in Country Club Hills. That is going to be Monday, November 8th. We're going to be live calling the Bears-Packers game. We're going to be doing some giveaway, or Bears-Steelers game. We're going to be doing some giveaways there as well. We hope to see you guys out there. It's going to be fun, man. We're going to have a DJ. Me and P Kid and the whole squad should be out there live. We're going to do the post-game show from there. We're hoping to get you guys involved in some things as well, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us, man. Y'all been showing us big love. If you guys haven't done anything with the FanDuel, check the link in the description below to sign up. We've been doing the Windy City Weekly. So far, we've given away, I want to say about, I should get the exact number on that, but I believe we've given away just about $500. Maybe a little less. Maybe $400. But we've given away a little bit of $400. A little over $400. In our Windy City Weekly in FanDuel, man. We hope that you guys can come in and join us on that, especially this upcoming week, man. We've had a lot of fun in there. We've been able to play a lot of listeners. We appreciate y'all for tuning in and listening with all of that, man. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports weekly. Let me know after the video drops, man. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have like a longer form comment or anything like that. Once the video uploads, I should say. Oh, also the other thing, we're also going to be doing, if you are a fantasy player, if you are a fantasy football player, I am going to have the Fantasy Whispers on at 5 o'clock today talking about waiver wire updates, what you should do with your fantasy team. If you have fantasy questions, make sure to tune in for that as well, or tweet me the fantasy questions. I got the hold up. Let me drop the chat overlay here real quick so y'all can see it. Let me get that comment off of your dig as well. Here we go. At Pat the Designer, y'all check that out, man. It's over here. At Pat the Designer, man. Drop your questions in over there if you have any fantasy questions. We're gonna be having a ball with that, man. Because listen, I'm struggling right now in fantasy a little bit. I'm 1-2, so um, got a little bit of work to do, but that's okay. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us, man. Hey, yo, Chicago, it's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again, man. I told y'all this is the only channel talking Chicago sports, how Chicago talk. Check me in the comments below if you want more Bears content, man. Hey, yo, Chicago, peace.